On April 22, 2025, paradise turned into hell. Pahalgam, the serene Kashmir Valley tourist hotspot, was rocked by an attack that left the nation in shock. But who did it? Why? And how did our security fail?
हम इंडियन आर्मी हैं, बैठो। ये इंडियन आर्मी है। आप लोग कहाँ से आए हो? कहाँ से आए आप लोग? आपके बच्चे कुछ नहीं करेंगे। थोड़ा बताइए हुआ।
पूरी खारिज से मेरा पति साइड में था। एक इंसान है, उसने उसको गोली मार दी। यहाँ पे उसने बोला कि शायद मुस्लिम नहीं है, उसने उसको गोली मार दी।
नहीं, आप टेंशन मत लो। अब बेटा आप यहाँ पे रहो, हम साथ में। मैडम, ये जो ब्रीद साहब है प्रेसिडेंट, आप टेंशन मत लो।
At approximately 3:15 p.m., a group of armed terrorists stormed a crowded tourist spot near Baisaran Valley. Eyewitnesses describe hearing gunfire and chaos as people ran for their lives.
तो जब पूछा तो पता लगा कि ऊपर गन शॉट हुआ है। टूरिस्ट ने बताया, मेरे जो क्लाइंट थे उन्होंने बोला कि एक गन शॉट की आवाज सुनी हमने, तो हमने भागना स्टार्ट किया।
Initial reports suggest that 2 or 3 men opened fire and at least 26 people were killed, 10 injured. But the numbers could rise. The attackers vanished into the forests, leaving behind a trail of blood and unanswered questions. Was this a lone wolf attack or a well-coordinated strike? Why target tourists? How did they escape so easily? Why target non-Muslim and shoot them? Sources hint at the involvement of the Resistance Front, TRF, a Pakistan-backed offshoot of Lashkar-e-Taiba. But here's the twist. This wasn't just about Kashmir. Intel suggests foreign recruits may have joined hands with local militants. Was this a message to India? A distraction from something bigger? Was this a message to Modi? This isn't the first time. In 2001, the attack on J&K's state legislature, then civilians were exterminated. In 2006, the attack on Doda, in which 25 civilians died. In 2017, the attack on the Amarnath Yatra, the pilgrims were attacked. Around 8 civilians were killed. Pakistan's army chief made a fiery speech. He called Kashmir his country's jugular vein. He promised never to abandon the Kashmir issue. And just days later, this attack happened.
It is our jugular vein. We will not forget it. And we will not leave our Kashmiri brethren in their heroic struggle, what they are waging against the Indian occupation.
The world is watching. The US, Russia, and other countries condemned it. And Pakistan denied involvement. On the other hand, Pakistan's Defense Minister Khawaja Asif, on an interview after the attack, openly admitted funding terrorist organizations for past 3 decades.
And now again, the same thing is...
You do admit, sir, that Pakistan has had a long history of backing and supporting and training and funding these terrorist organizations.
Well, we have been doing this dirty work for the United States for about 3 decades, and West, including Britain.
In retaliation, India has suspended the Indus Waters Treaty, originally signed in 1960 and brokered by the World Bank, under which water from Indian rivers flowed to Pakistan and were controlled by Pakistan. India has now decided to block the flow of these rivers that enter Pakistan and contribute to the formation of the Indus River, also known as the Sindhu. Let me explain. The rivers Indus, Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Beas, and Sutlej all pass through Indian territory before meeting in Pakistan to form the Indus River. The Indus Waters Treaty stipulated the fair sharing and usage of these waters between India and Pakistan. However, with the treaty now suspended, India has decided to retain the waters from these rivers within its own borders. In response to this move, Pakistan's Defense Minister Khawaja Asif has called India's action an all-out act of war.
They have abandoned the treaty which was negotiated way back in 1960 by the World Bank. This Sindh Water Accord. So they have abandoned that, which is a very serious breakdown between the two countries. The relation between the two countries is a serious breakdown. It is underwritten by the World Bank. This treaty, they cannot abandon this treaty just like that. This is a serious blow to the relationship between the two countries. I think India should not be resorting to such measures. This will escalate the situation, and there's a possibility that there is a outbreak of all-out war.
We're angry. We're grieving. But most importantly, we're demanding answers. Will there be accountability? Or will this be another forgotten tragedy until the next attack? Pahalgam was supposed to be heaven on earth. Today, it's a war zone. The question isn't just who did this, it's will we let it happen again? Demand justice. Because if we stay silent, who's next?